Alright, I'd like to just illustrate for you some of the differences between a conventional crawl space and a conditioned crawl space. So what you're looking at here is a conventional crawl space. It's a rough sketch, but basically, if you see down here, here's the crawl space, and here's the living area up above. So we insulate the joists between the crawl space and the house. So in effect, your thermal envelope, the area that you're conditioning, keeping warm in the winter or cool in the summer, is inside the living space, and it ends right here at the floor joists. And the way that crawl spaces are vented conventionally are with two vents in the side of the stem wall. Here's one, and here's another. And let's just say the wind is blowing from the right, blows into the crawl space, kind of moves around in here, removes any moisture, radon gases that may be in there, and blows out the leeward side. The big thing I want to point out about this is that your furnace, this is your furnace and your ductwork. If you buy a high efficiency furnace and you have all the ductwork flowing through this unconditioned air, you're going to lose a lot of that heat that's being produced by that high efficiency unit. So you're going to lose some of the value that was put into that high efficiency unit. So some big ticket items I'd like to just point out. There's no fresh air exchange system for the house, for the living space above. There's no effective radon mitigation. The crawl space is about 10 degrees Fahrenheit within that of the outside temperature, depending on the temperature outside. And the forced air ducts and furnace are surrounded by cold air. Alright, I'm going to show you another sketch here of what we do here at Pinion Development for our crawl spaces. There's a lot more going on here. So at the heart of our system, we have a vent fan in the crawl space that basically just vents air out of your crawl space and draws air from the crawl space and vents it out. And there's two makeup air ducts that draw air from inside the house, the conditioned air from inside the house down into the crawl space, and then it slowly trickles towards this fan, which vents it out. By doing this, you depressurize the house slightly, very slightly, and you get a little bit of fresh air coming in through microscopic cracks in your windows, doors. No matter how tight of a window or door assembly you've got, you are going to have those microscopic cracks that allow air to come in when you depressurize the house slightly like we're doing here. We also have a radon mitigation system. There's a vapor barrier along the entire crawl space floor here. So the theory is that any radon gases that come up from below, we're going to find the path of least resistance and go straight out this radon vent through your roof. So they should never enter the house. Also, we insulate the crawl space walls here and here, because in effect your crawl space is now inside the thermal envelope. All the air down here is conditioned. And so your furnace and the ductwork is all flowing through warm air in the winter and relatively cooler air in the summer. It's very close to the temperature inside the house. So you're not losing much of that efficiency, if any, to a temperature differential between the crawl space and the house. So I'll zoom out here. Our system provides a constant trickle of fresh air into the home, which is great, especially when you're building homes very tight like we do. We do install an EPA recommended radon venting system. The crawl space is usually within about 5 degrees of the inside temperature, not the outside temperature like you saw in the previous sketch. And the forced air ducts and furnace are surrounded by conditioned air, which increases the efficiency of the system, or takes advantage of the full efficiency that you pay for in your furnace. So again, I'll just give you a kind of a step back shot of this, as opposed to a conventional crawl space. Thanks a lot.